Hi everybody, it's me, Greg. Um, I had a few things to say, and I had thoughts too, and I'm going, gosh, I have got to get this out. I've got to let folks know um, about some of what I know, especially on this eve of this, or the debate night tonight coming up. And I just have a few things I really have to say. Um, for one, um, I realized what Donald Trump said was very wrong and disgusting and bad. And it was a very implicatable bad thing to do. And I hope the media, which has run this into the ground, also knows that it was Billy Bush with NBC News, who with the Today Show, with whom was with Access Hollywood, whom made and laughed and giggled along with Trump, and almost in a way of egging him on. So I hope they hold Billy Bush to the same account. Um, but if I may make my personal comments about the debate and what has happened, because I've noticed a lot of Republicans have run um, away from Trump and not supporting, and really you're running away from helping America. It's not just, this ain't just about Trump and Trump's presidency, but this is for the people. We need it so bad. Um, there are problems in the United States that are overwhelming. Our infrastructure, our airports, our roads, um, and then down to our community relations with police and different races. Um, we've grown into this great melting pot, and we have to work on the relationships with the different races and different cultures, and we need jobs. The point in fact being is we're getting these, and California is real guilty of it, prison plantations where you have imprisonated many Mexicans and I'm going to say it, and black people um, for small crimes, and they're in this system, this justice system has put them in this. And a lot of these parents are wondering, well, why is Junior being chased by the police? And well, little Junior has committed a crime, or he's got a bag of something in his pocket that he's hiding, or a gun, or something. I mean, and they don't listen to the police. So in turn, you're then therefore upset, so you're going to give the police a hard time, tear up my towns, and so on. I mean, you have a right to protest. But then there comes a point to where, okay, you've made your point, but then you guys have to work in the communities and with police to get the problems resolved. And part of this is jobs. And it's the economy. And this is where you've been ignored for many decades, and it's deteriorating. The trade is true. China is taking over, and the other parts of the world, and the United States is falling behind. Um, and with Obamacare, it does need to be repealed. Um, what's happened is you have these jobs that they're only allowing less than 40 hours a week, maybe 30, so then they don't have to pay out the health cost premiums, the companies, so then they save money. So Obamacare has created its own corruptive bureaucracy. And it all started with a big problem too, even when they created it. The creator, whom I forgot his name, I could dig that up, but he was under investigation. Anyways, it's been investigation and lie after lie that I've watched Clinton and this Bush family and so on with the power of the United States presidency. They have used us and they have brought the America down. And Obama, whom I will admit has tried, and he's a very smart man. He's smart, but at the same time, and you know, I'm going to be surprised by this. I voted for him twice. He got my vote. So Barack, you did get my vote. Did you do what I thought you would do? No. No, I'm very disappointed, You let me down. Um, there are some things around the world. For one, I live on the West Coast. And I'm watching China, and I'm watching them grow, and I'm watching North Korea, and I'm watching them do the nuclear things. And my God, they are getting me shaking in my boots. And including the Iran deal. To me, when these countries are creating these nukes, we immediately need to go right in there and bomb that plant. Wherever it is they're creating or starting this, we hit them right away. And and we played this little game now with North Korea. They just shot off some missiles, and all we're doing is hitting a couple of plants, producing plants or whatever that helps. And that's all we've done, put sanctions down, little poor sanctions. So then you talk about sanctions, which against Iran, we had good sanctions. They dropped those, made a deal because Kerry and the Obama administration was afraid that, and I think they're misinformed, um, that Iran was going to have a nuke and they were going to. So what we did for 4 hostages, we gave up a billion some dollars. I don't know what the exact amount. We're not getting the truth. The Obama, Clinton, whatever, we're not getting the truth on what they spent and gave Iran. And they made some quacky deal that is up in 10 years where they'll be right back to what they were doing just recently. So the whole game is, and I know that to be a very much a problem in in the Middle East, and a nervousness amongst um, those in the military that have had to serve there. I know my grandfather, who died 16 years ago and was a Navy officer with the U.S. Navy and World War II and Korea veteran, and worked for Lockheed Missiles and Safe, which is now like Lockheed equivalent of Lockheed Martin. Um, that he watched this in Iran and China through the years, and Iran would make him nervous. I watched him smoke cigarettes, hold a finger in his mouth. I mean, and walk and pace. And I watched him be very concerned and nervous about what was going on in Iran. It was a very bad takeover in 1979. In fact, the Shah was kicked out of there, and people ran. They ran in exile. I even have friends that were Iranians when I was a kid growing up that came from Iran. So they've had to get away from, I know it was like an Islamic rule there that is very treacherous. And I live in fear of them. I know we all do, many of us do. It's not only, and then ISIS and so on, and we've been misinformed. Us and at the same time, the most that has paid the price is a lot of you veterans now, you Iraqi veterans and Afghanistan veterans that are missing limbs and so on, and committing suicide. You paid the price for a war that has been taken back, and it's a battle. It's an ugly thing. So, getting back to the nukes, the Iran deal I'm concerned about, and then North Korea. It's a matter of time, Barack Obama, that North Korea gets a nuke, it'll line up. They're going to get your native Hawaii. They're going to get there and reach it, and or reach me on the West Coast. So yeah, it does have me nervous. So getting back to tonight's debate, give Donald a fair chance again. I know he said things, but I've also known that in this world, the social world, so much could come back out and things are said or done, and he didn't mean that. And he's not a criminal, he's not an alcoholic, he's a good man, he's a family man, a good businessman. I admit he's not a prime speaker. I mean, the media has picked on him so much, saying he's not ready for this debate or this and that. Leave the guy alone. He's trying to help us out. That's all he wants to do. Okay? So, and one more thing. I think we do need a border wall. Um, because we need safety brought back to our state of California and Arizona, New Mexico. We need uh, our nationality brought back, and not this overrun border that's overrun economically with drugs and then just the whole game. I think it needs to be better um, ran and operated. And I find it very attractive that the federal government wants to help us. And yeah, they have gotten nervous, and the police have, when people are buying up AR-15s, military style, and lots of bullets. That does make, when citizens are doing that, that does make the government nervous. So I understand that. But gosh, I just hope this election that not all you Republicans run away and go hide in some box somewhere away and go in your doghouse and hide like you've been doing. Don't let us Americans down more. I'm nervous. I'm brokenhearted over seeing all that's gone on TV over the, especially the last several years. I mean, people are not necessarily really happy. But we have a lot of good things to be proud of and a lot we can build on. I mean, a lot. So it's there. We need the economy back. We need jobs. And then we need strength back in the world again instead of this weakness. Because this weakness is endangering the world more. And it will lead to more wars or to where we're not going to be able to do anything about it. So um, and the email thing, one more thing. Clinton had an email thing, and FBI Comey let her off the hook, gave immunity to all of Clinton's aides. Well, let me say something. They didn't do that with Petraeus, with General Petraeus. When he got caught with two emails or whatever, sending it to a girlfriend because they're trying to make some book or some whatever garbage, they brought up on Petraeus, and they court-martialed him or made him retire. They decimated the man. And Hillary Clinton has done far worse to you and to us. And she claims she did. That is a lie. She has not helped us. And I'm worried. I'm putting my vote on Trump. I'm going to give it to Trump. I want us to move forward with some new leadership, with new people in there, and we need to get to work. We need to figure out how to solve the problems. And I'm looking forward to it. So you all take care, and I'll talk to you later. All right.